Hi, this is Gautam. This is the sixth episode of the Nagaland book list, and for today's episode, we're going to look at this book, A Girl Swallowed by a Tree by Jasmine Patton. If you're interested in books on Nagaland or books written by authors from Nagaland, do look at the description for the playlist. Before we start the review, we just simply need to establish how this book is slightly different from the ones we have seen in this playlist so far, or several books in general. This book is not a translation, but this book is the literal form of several oral traditions and folklore, which is part of the Lotha Naga tribes. Now, in Nagaland, there are 16 tribes, and the Lotha Nagas are among one of them. So, what author Jasmine Patton has done is she has tried to immortalize the folk tales and the local tales, which has only been in oral form, into literary form. So, when you read this 200-page book, you'll find 30 small stories related to the Lotha tribes of Nagaland. The Lotha Naga folk tales stand out not because of the literary brilliance, which is there in the book, but because of what the stories stand for. They represent the Naga culture. For example, in most of the 30 stories, or at least in quite a number of them, you will find that tigers make a constant presence. Tigers are part of Nagaland's biodiversity, and we even have a mythical tale where a tiger is a bridegroom and it marries a girl and it even leads a life with that girl. Not just the tiger, you have interesting stories on how the stag lost its tail to the macaque and why the macaque's tail is extremely long. We have a story of conflict between the sun and the moon. But not just these magical tales, talking about the biodiversity or talking about the animals which are present in Nagaland, but also about the nature of the society. For example, if you look at good number of tales, there is presence of widows, and in one tale it is explicitly written that due to the practice of head hunting, which was present in Nagaland, there used to be constant struggle and conflicts between tribals, and this led to more and more deaths of men, which naturally led to the higher population of widows. So most tales you see, one way or the other, there is one character at least who is a widow. Not just this, you get stories on bravery, you get stories on jealousy, the jealousy between two different families, between one brother and another brother, between one woman and another woman, closely related families and all that. And you also get the general moral tales, as in why youngsters should respect elders, and why parents should be very particular about the way they act because children simply mimic them. And you also have stories on why second marriages are not good for the family, because second marriages will eventually lead to conflict with the children who were born out of the first marriage. So traditionally, what these folk tales try to communicate is ancient wisdom trying to get passed on over several generations. And what the author has done is trying to immortalize them by getting them into literary format. Now, what the author has achieved definitely deserves praise. The reason being, this could become a movement where you begin to translate, not translate exactly, begin to convert oral traditions into literary traditions. Apart from helping the fact that within it provides as a source of information, it also makes sure that knowledge and most importantly wisdom doesn't get lost and it is passed on to successive generations. So read the book, and you'll find several mythical tales which will definitely take you back to your childhood moral stories. Not just your childhood moral stories, but also interesting reasons why certain animals and plants behave in certain ways. That's it for today's review. So there is one more book left for the Nagaland book list, and I'm planning to definitely go for a poetry book. So see you soon with that. Take care. Bye for now.